Hello and welcome to another video. Today is January 7th and I'm super excited for a couple reasons. For one, because I got a couple packages in the mail. So this one came open. So a little concerned about that, but hopefully everything's in there. So we'll open up these in a little while, and then I have Carly coming out today, and she is one of my college girls. Carly's been with me forever. And she's actually the one that used to own Muffin. So Carly is hoping to get into a ranch out west this summer as a wrangler. But along with her application, she needs to send a video of her riding. So we're going to take some video footage of her riding her horse Diego today. And I'm going to include that on my channel as well. So I'll probably be posting that video tomorrow or so. So you'll get to see how that whole process works out. So one of the questions that popped up from yesterday's video is Miss Kitty and Diego. I had them both in the arena, and I had mentioned on there that one is a paint and one is a pinto. Well, the difference in that is a pinto is a color and a paint is a breed. So there are ways to register a pinto horse. There's an association for that, but a paint horse is an actual breed, where Miss Kitty, her color is called pinto. She's got a mix of a few different breeds in her, so she is not registered. So that's the difference.
Okay, Kitty, do you want to come for a ride?
Oh.
Yay, let's go for a ride. Yeah, okay. Here. Yay, let's go.
Mm-hmm. She does it all the time. It's cute.
Okay. Where are you?
Kitty, kitty, kitty.
What are you doing? Oh, you're so funny.
She's like, you have to love me.
You have to love me.
You have to love me.
Eat my hair. Yep. Thank you.
Kitty, 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 kitty. Come here. I call her back up.
Come here, kitty. That's so funny. It's literally like a dog.
I know. She's so silly.
She is silly.
So one of the random tasks that this could happen at any moment is you could break a fence, or a horse can break a fence, or a human can break the fence. But this is a very important thing for people to know how to do if you're going to have horses, because you never know when you're going to have to fix fence. So we have electric wire fence. It's cheap, it's easy, it works for our area, and we need to have fencing that our horses are going to respect. If I had a option, I would have like pipe type fencing, or even, well, wood fencing doesn't last very long. That's the problem with it, and you're redoing it every so many years. But to have a fence that would last a really long time and not have to have maintenance would be ideal. With wood fence, you're painting it, you're having to do all kinds of stuff. So, but the problem with fencing is that it's so expensive. Luckily, it's nice out. Usually this kind of stuff happens when it's like 40 below and wind and all that stuff. But if you're gonna have horses, you need to know how to do the basic mending of a fence. I'm just twisting this back on itself. I make sure to pinch it down because we don't want anybody poking an eye out. I actually knew of a person who had a piece of wire come back and smack her in the eye, and yeah, blood was squirting out of her eye, and it was pretty bad. So you want to be careful when you're working with fence. And something else too is it will shred your gloves in no time. So try not to use brand new gloves when you do this, which mine are brand new. These are the same gloves too that if you were watching our live video, the mouse situation one where I dumped gas all over myself. Yeah, that was these gloves. So I have a feeling these ones aren't going to last very long. That's $50 for new gloves. Okay, so I'm splicing this because it broke. And the problem is it was too tight because as our ground froze, the post shifted and made this really tight between the two. Whoops. And made this really tight. So all it took was just being bumped and it just snapped. So that's all right. So wire has a tendency to stretch, and when it's tight it breaks. So it's a lot of maintenance, but again, it's cheap. It's the cheapest fencing, and as long as you got horses that are good and respectful, it works. And what I do is I just have a bucket, because you never know when this is going to happen, so you don't want to go digging through all of your supplies. I have one bucket for just the quick fix fence repair stuff. That makes it much, much easier. I'm so excited because these gloves, okay, for one, I have really small hands, and I never find things in my size. I never find cool stuff in my size, and these are super cool because they are gloves specifically made for snowblowing, which I don't care about that, but what I care about is that they are waterproof. And yeah, so check this out. They are lined and they're waterproof. So it's the simple things in life that make me happy. What stinks is when I'm trying to work all day and I've got to coil up my hose and my leather gloves get soaked. Let's see if I can get it. Oh, darn it. Yay. So yeah, these gloves are just going to be coiling up the hose. I won't have cold, wet gloves. And these will just kind of live right in this heated hose box. I feel like a fireman. This is my arm workout. Now when I get to the end here, this is the important part. Okay. So now is where I have to block it out. Otherwise, I end up with water all over in the barn. So I have to drain it. And then lid it shut. And this guy gets plugged in right over here, and no frozen hose. Ta-da! Lucky is that one right there. Little Lucky. He's got one eye. This is Lucky. He has one eye. Here, buddy, turn your head so we can see. Here. You can see his no eye, lack of eye. Manzer is filthy. Oh my gosh. He must have laid and pooped today. And tonight I am going to ride Annabelle. I haven't been on her in a while, and I think it's time. I like to occasionally get rides in on my lesson horses just to make sure that they're doing good with their training. So Annabelle is in her stall having some grain right now, so I'm going to grab her. What I'm doing with Annabelle right now is what I call the box exercise. And basically, I side pass them and then I'll walk forward, side pass them the other way, and then back up. So I make a box. And then after I do that, maybe once or twice, depending on how they do, I always stop when it's really good. But I'll change direction and do it the other way. And again, I always stop when it's good. As soon as the horse gives me a really good try, or I see that they're understanding something, that's when I quit. Annabelle's a type of horse to kind of want to be in a hurry everywhere she goes. So this exercise is really good for her because it puts her feet to work, and it also keeps her mind busy because she's engaged in a job. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to work on moving Annabelle's front quarters and hind quarters separately. So the first part that I'm going to do is I'm going to keep her outside hind leg in one spot, and I'm going to ask her front end to sort of walk around it. And I keep working at this until she's stepping her right front leg in front
of the left front leg. And when she gives me a really good try at this, that's when I stop. Now, when I change, like right here, she gives me a really good try. So then I'm going to back her a couple steps and I'll take her the other direction. And same thing, when it feels really good, that's when I stop and just leave her alone on this. The next thing I'm going to do after this is I'm going to try to move her hindquarters just a little at a time. So I'm going to ask her to take her left hind to the left and just one step. And then I'm going to ask her to take her right hind to the right. That's all I'm looking for, is for just a little try.
Good girl.
That was just right, so I'm going to call it quits for the day. Now, instead of taking Annabelle in and grooming her, I'm simply going to turn her loose in my arena and let her roll in the sand. She enjoys that so much more, I think, than the grooming process, and it's a lot quicker and easier for me. Now, I'm really careful. I'm always watching my horses when they're rolling in the arena. As you can see, she's kind of close to the wall, and she could easily become cast if she was a little closer. So I'm always there and watchful just in case she should get herself in some kind of a bind.
Mr. Manzer. Hello. Hello. Hi, Ona. Hi, Bear. Mr. Bear. Remember Sally? Sally used to take me 2 hours just to get near her so I could pet her. And she didn't like it. And now she is like, she's like my sidekick. Everywhere I go, Sally's got to come with. So she's a really good girl. Okay, it's time to wrap up this video, but first I want to show you what's inside of these boxes. I'm so excited because Daisy the Mini has her own bit now. I've been waiting for this for quite some time. And in this box, I have Hey Chicks nets. I'm a dealer for Hey Chicks, and I have a bunch of people that have just ordered. And it was time to restock all of my inventory as well, because these things have been selling like hotcakes. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to give it a like, share it with your friends, and if you enjoy this channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button so you can help me reach my goal of 20,000 subscribers in 2020. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.